Good morning. It is Saturday morning, second Saturday of the elk hunt, the archery elk hunt, deer hunt. And it might be Bryce telling me shot something. I can't copy a Bryce, it's pretty staticky. I'll climb down out of my tree and start headed your way. Hopefully that's good news. Hopefully that's Bryce telling me he shot something. I think he kind of got worn out on this watering hole he's been sitting at, and I think he might have hiked up to a spring that we found, so that would be exciting. But it's 8 in the morning and all I've had are cows moving around. They're breaking every tree branch on the ground around, and it's been not quite a full moon, but 2/3 of a full moon. We walked in with just the moonlight, and if we can do it, we know the elk can do it. A little frustrating, but the morning hunts have sucked, so I'm going to be up here till Wednesday night. I think I'm going to hunt afternoons and evenings from here on out. May as well sleep in and get some rest, and no point in getting up and coming up here so early to sit and freeze my butt off in the tree. This is a pretty little area we have that we're in. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and hike down the hill a ways where Bryce is. He's back this way. So I'm gonna hopefully go and find out he just got something. He's gonna head home this afternoon because he has to speak in church and go back to work on Monday, so I'll be up here by myself. But that's okay. I can do my own thing, huh? So I think I determined that was not Bryce trying to get a hold of me. There's a couple other hunters on the same frequency, but they're far enough away that I was just getting static and assumed it was Bryce. But Bryce still hasn't got a hold of me on the radio, so I'm wondering if he forgot to turn it on. Bees are terrible this year. Or if he just got down in there far enough that we're not getting each other's signal. so I don't want to interrupt anything he's got going on. But I did come up in here a little ways, and he's up that way somewhere. So I'm gonna just sit and watch this little meadow right here. I doubt anything will be out moving, but there's a couple rocks here I might just sit down on and see if something runs through. So keep you posted.
Hey everybody, today was a good day out hunting. We hiked out, and the other day Brandon and I had hiked over and found a new spring, and so this morning I decided rather than sitting on the water hole I'd been sitting on that I'd go over there because we'd seen a bunch of tracks, and got over there, and I was there for, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours at that point. It was getting close to about 7 in the morning, and all of a sudden I heard some branches breaking and some noise across the spring from me, and so I kind of just started listening closer and focusing on what was going on, and after a couple minutes I heard a cow chirp, so I was like, oh, this is nice, and so I grabbed my cow call and I chirped back, and then a bunch of cows started mewing at me, and out of the corner of my eye I caught some movement, and I looked, and directly to my left there was a cow coming down the trail towards the trees that I was sitting in. And so I already had my bow in my hand and everything, but there was a small pine tree in between myself and that cow elk. And so I kind of sat and waited, and the cow would come in a little bit, and then it backed off some, and so started back away. I gave another cow call, and it tried to get behind me a little bit to come into the water hole to see if he could see where this elk was that was cow calling at it. And during this whole time there was a bull over there with those cows also, and it was screaming, and the cows were mewing, and that one was just quiet as could be, trying to sneak around me to see what was in the water hole. And so I got pulled back on my bow while it was behind the tree, and was waiting for it to come into, there was just a small opening in between the two pine trees I was sitting in, and I had to wait probably about 2 minutes for it to come into that. By that time my shoulder was starting to get kind of tired, and finally it came into that area, and I let my arrow fly, and I don't know if it hit a branch or what, but I figured it was about 30 yards, and later I went back and ranged it, and it was actually about 27 yards right in there, so I should have been right on, but my arrow went right underneath its belly, and that upset that cow, and she jumped around a little bit, and then she started barking at me, and she moved up the trail a little bit, and I cow called again, and she stopped, and she cow called back, and the ones that are across the spring from me, they were cow calling still, and that elk was screaming a little bit, and they started moving up the trail, and so I grabbed my bow and another arrow and started moving up the trail with them cow calling, and they kept cow calling back, and never was able to catch up with them to get another shot, but it was exciting to be able to get a shot off, and unfortunately for whatever reason I missed, and which is too bad because that was a nice chip shot. I don't know if it was because I'd been holding my bow back for a while, and maybe I dropped my arm when I let the arrow fly. Something happened, but 0 for 1, I guess. So hopefully the next time around I can stick it with an arrow rather than graze its belly. So I guess we'll go at it again and see what happens.
So Bryce is headed out of here for the weekend. He has to speak in church tomorrow, and so he was only able to come up for the morning hunt. He's got to go home and write his talk. So you're stuck with just me for the next 4 days. Tomorrow's Sunday, so we don't hunt on Sunday. It's just our family rules, and figure if we can give us that day to rest, we'll have the strength to hunt the rest of the time. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, if it takes that long, we stop tonight. I might put something down tonight. We don't know, but gonna head back up where I missed those 2 elk the other night and see if I can't get something there. But so it's Saturday evening, and I'm back to the same place I was on Tuesday night, except for I was sitting on the hill out there, and I was sitting down on the flat waiting for him to come into me. But Some saddle right next to us. And it has a natural hornet's nest. You can see them going in and out. So, needless to say, I'm constantly getting buzzed. But luckily, they haven't bit me yet. Well, I've been sitting here for 4.5 hours and haven't seen anything, so I'm gonna start walking around and see what I can't flush out. I'm not sure which is better to do, but obviously sitting here is not paying off, so it's time to move. There was a little damn weasel sitting here playing with me a second ago. I don't know if you can even hear that or not, but it was a tan weasel with yellow belly. Cute little thing. I don't know if you could hear me earlier, but there was a little, about this long, a mink or ferret maybe. It was tan with a yellow belly. It just kept playing around on the wood here by me. Wasn't afraid of me, which was kind of cool. I was sitting here and I glassed way over on that hill and saw a big buck over in that clearing. So, at least my night's not been totally skunked, but I'm not hunting bucks either. Need a cow or a spike. I've probably seen 247 chipmunks today. 13 chirping squirrels, a couple crows, that one buck, but no elk. So weird. Just the opposite of how it was last week. Although last week at this time it was raining like crazy. It's that bad storm we had and the hail and the trees coming down and stuff. Oh. Looks like in that clearing either a buck came out or an elk. Can't tell. I see something moving. Oh, it's an elk. Cow. Cow elk. That's what I'm hunting, but it's a mile away. Yeah, maybe a half a mile, but maybe they're starting to come out now. Well, Saturday evening hunt has come to an end. After I'd told you about the cow elk across the way, there's actually a second cow there with her. So there was 2 elk there and a buck, mule deer. And then that little, it's not a mink, but a ferret is probably what it is. Little 10 with a yellow belly, probably about 8-10 inches long. Came back out and played for a minute. Every time I'd grab my camera, he'd run away. I'd put it down, he'd come back out and start playing, and I'm like, psh, must be a little camera shy. So anyways, even though I didn't get anything close to where I was hunting, I did see those 2 cows and the buck, and that was nice. Still gives you hope and encouragement. But I'm really, really happy that Bryce got a shot off today. Like we said in our previous video, he's been hunting for about the last 7 years and has had a couple shots. I took a break for a while and started again last year and haven't had a shot since when I was in high school, so it's been a while, but I guess that automatically flips me back to rookie status. And I am a rookie. In our last video, I made those 2 rookie mistakes, with the cow and with the spike. The cow, I just moved to turn around and look, see what was mewing at me, thinking it was another hunter. Not ever thinking, well, it could be a cow. And my movement was enough to cause her concern. I don't think she knew what I was, but I think she knew that I wasn't an elk and bolted. And then later that evening, when I was sitting out on that tree stump and I look 40 yards, 50 yards away from me is sitting a spike elk. And for the first 3 or 4 seconds, I couldn't believe that I'm like, was it real? Like, is it really a spike? Like, is that really an elk? And, flicked its ear and looked at me and stuff. And then I knew it was real, but then I just made stupid rookie mistakes and tried to move to a better position instead of working with what I had. So, won't hopefully make either of those mistakes again. So, tomorrow, Sunday, I am going to take the day off as far as hunting and just be here in camp. I don't know if I'll get visitors or not. I know Bryce and Jen will be back up. They're going to bring another trailer up, but whether Jill or the boys come up, I don't know. We'll wait and see if they make it up or not. But anyways, appreciate you guys following. I hope to get some shots on video for you. That's always makes these videos funner when you can actually see people shooting. So we'll see you Monday morning.